Everyone, and welcome to a special edition of Nicole Reacts, where I, Nicole, react to online marketing gurus that I find on the internet. My qualifications for, as I say, snark and commentary are that I've owned a marketing company for 15 years, in that time having worked with hundreds of clients on marketing strategy and implementation. So I know a lot about marketing, and I also have a lot of experience with marketing different kinds of businesses and nonprofits. So I'm streaming today to Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. So if you want to leave a comment, feel free. I am not going to comment on who's like coming in the stream or leaving the stream. I'm not one of those people. To me, you haven't consented to be on video unless you leave a public comment. So other than that, I'm just assuming you're here hanging out to dish about some online marketing gurus with me. Now, the history of this is that about, last January, so I've been doing this for a year and like 3 or 4 months. I saw a Grant Cardone video and I thought, huh, what if I recorded myself while I watched this marketing training from Grant Cardone? And the rest, as we say, is history. So if you like the idea of my take on marketing gurus, because we end up talking about marketing as the gurus are teaching us, I'm commenting and talking about marketing. So it's like kind of a fun way if you want to learn about marketing, or just if you like to follow these public figures and sort of like see how they try to make sales and stuff. You can go to the YouTube channel, and there is a whole Nicole Reacts playlist. And, since we're here, why not? So basically, you go to YouTube, Breaking Even Communications, and then there's this Nicole Reacts to Online Marketing Gurus. There are 67 videos in this playlist. It's showing 12 of them, but if you click play all, there's a whole playlist. And I didn't share the sound, I don't think so. Anyway, so there's like a whole list of them that appears here, and you can see all of the gurus that I've reacted to in this time period. So these things are fun for me because, for years I've seen these very online public figures talking about how they run 8-figure agencies. And for the first 10 years of this stuff, I thought, oh, they probably know more than I do. And as I started looking into it, and as the years went on and I started seeing the cracks in the facade, I realized, no, they don't necessarily know more than you or I do about marketing. A lot of them, honestly, just got lucky, had a viral moment, and parlayed that into a marketing company, which is what we're going to talk about today. Now, because I'm broadcasting this a little bit more widely than I generally do, I just want to tell you what my ground rules are when I talk about these marketing gurus so that you don't think, I'm being mean. Because here's the thing. It's really easy to look at this kind of video and say, wow, like you're being mean talking about these people. But am I being mean, or am I holding them accountable for what they're saying? And am I educating the consumer about their tactics and maybe paying $2,000 for a course from them, or paying $100 a month to be in their mastermind? Maybe they could take that money instead and spend it on something that will actually help them with marketing. And I will say these videos have actually done something. They've become, part of the public discord. I don't have a very big YouTube channel. I have less than 600 subscribers when I'm recording this video. I'm kind of nobody. But what ended up happening is a few months ago, I got contacted by Rebecca, who's a reporter at Vox, to talk about influencers trying to sell people courses. And she even did a funny when you're doing these interviews, you're like, I wonder what they're gonna like pull from this and say. And I've totally said this to people before. If there was one thing that worked, I would tell you what it is, make you pay me a bunch of money, and go lie on a beach somewhere. The reality is, if there was one thing that worked, also, I would be pretty quiet about it and let people approach me. I wouldn't be selling it to the masses, right? Because I would want that to remain valuable. So when I see people who are trying to make money selling a very general marketing course, or, you see their free trainings and it's just a bunch of marketing platitudes, it moderately infuriates me. So I decided to take that rage, and instead of trying to sell you a guru course of my very own, of course, after I, got a blowout and, bought an expensive suit and had a guru photo shoot or something, I thought making these videos would put something out into the discourse that I haven't really seen before, which is somebody talking about how other people are talking about marketing and how it works for like a real small business. Because I've worked with some big ones too, guys. Like, I have a $20 million company in my portfolio. I've signed multiple NDAs. I've done some work for some big organizations. I can't tell you, hence signing the NDA. But I mostly worked with small businesses over the years. So I can tell you when these people say something, like if I've tried it, I can tell you whether it works or not. In all honesty, with a small account, like a normal small business account, like your account or my account. So today I want to talk about Rachel Pedersen, or as we know her online, the Mrs. Pedersen. Oh, you know what? I spelled her name wrong. And I do this all the time. 1 second. Let me fix it. It's Pedersen, S-E-N. So if you're looking for her, now I have seen her online a little bit, but I started following her on TikTok until this thing happened that I'm going to share you. And then I stopped following her and started looking into her. Now I haven't looked deeply into her because, honestly, the fun thing with live streams is that you end up discovering like as I'm recording these. So if you go back and watch the Nicole Reacts videos, you'll see they're all about an hour long. Most of them I record for about 3 hours and I like dive in and look into things. And the reality is I've been really busy lately and I haven't had time to do 3 hours of filming and 2 hours of editing. So that's why I'm doing this as a live stream. But the other thing is I found out one thing. Well, I found out two things about this person. And then I thought, okay, if I just casually found out these two things, I'm going to find out other stuff as I'm streaming. So you're going to be finding this stuff out as I go with me. So you can see like my sort of what kind of reactions as we go along. So I'm going to play you a video that made me like, huh. And it's a TikTok video from this creator, like I said, Rachel Pedersen, and it's talking about Jasper AI. Okay, so I'm going to play it. And then I'm going to tell you why I felt weird about it once I learned more about it. So here it is.
Here's a brilliant content hack to create months worth of content in minutes. My name is Rachel Pedersen, and I'm the social media strategist for many of the people and brands that you know and love. This content hack is about to change your life. First, you're going to go to jasper.ai. Go to templates, select content improver. You're going to add a line that is pretty basic, like hustle culture is toxic and ineffective. Add a tone of voice. I like sassy, bold, or confident. Generate 10 outputs. This is going to create 10 outputs, 10 quotes from the one basic piece of content that you entered. Put your favorite ones into an Excel spreadsheet and download it as a CSV. And done. Then go to Canva and have a graphic template that you like. Scroll down on the side till you get to apps. Select bulk create. Upload CSV. Once you've uploaded your data, you're going to select on where the text goes and hit connect data. Hit continue, generate, and now you just auto-created 33 quote cards for social.
Okay, so I know that seemed like a helpful video, right? Like, oh wow. And in my AI workshop, I showed how to do this with ChatGPT, which is free. Jasper AI is not free. Now, there was no sponsored post, there was no disclosing that this person actually has a business relationship with Jasper AI. They have a whole page about her on their website. She's done training videos for them. So I thought it was really interesting that she talked about a tool without disclosing that there was a business relationship with that tool. She's like, oh, this is a cool thing I found. Now, I don't have a lot of business relationships I have to disclose, but you'll notice in the Nicole Reacts videos where I have purchased things from the people I'm reacting to. So in the case of, for example, Marie Forleo, I bought her book. I always disclose that. I'm like, hey, I bought her book. Or I disclose if I have any kind of connection with the person I'm talking about. Or, I just think that you're supposed to do that. And the fact that she didn't made me feel really weird about other information she might be sharing. It made me wonder, okay, why isn't she disclosing that? And what's really funny too, by the way, as a complete aside, is if you read the comments of her videos, people are like, have commented on the sort of ASMR quality of her voice. They're like, why do you sound different on TikTok than you do other places? We're going to watch a couple of longer form YouTube videos, but you kind of notice what her voice sounded like there, is like ASMR-y, like soothing, soft. And we're going to see some other videos and tell me if you think her voice kind of sounds different. But point being is that, like I said, it made me feel kind of weird about her. You know what I mean? I was like, huh, okay, like it would have been a very easy thing for her to disclose in the caption of that video. And that video got like millions of views and lots of saves, including one of mine just now, so I could play the video and download it. So I don't know. There's a few different places we can go with this, but I want to share with you a couple more things about Rachel before we watch some of her content to just give you, I think, a more full picture and to give me a more full picture, honestly. So I am gonna, because I was like, why did this like, why do I know this person? Why does she have a blue check mark? Why is she famous, right? And so I just Googled on my computer, like, a completely virginal Google. I'd never Googled this person before. I typed in Rachel Pedersen into Google, and I had a series of articles come up covering a viral sensation. So Rachel Hollis posts a bikini picture with her tiger stripe stretch marks. Jenna Kutcher posts a bikini picture with her more, I guess, fit husband. So these two women post a picture, go viral, parlay that into a marketing company. Sorry. The other reason I don't live stream often is because I have a basset hound mix, and every time she thinks somebody's walking by, she starts barking. So apologies there. So this is a USA Today article about her viral engagement ring picture. Now, couple of things which I hinted to my Facebook friends about is these two people got married about, I think, hold on, how many days after they met? Hold on. I forgot. I think it's in here somewhere. Hold on. I'm just going to search, searching the wrong screen. I'm searching the word days. They got married just 13 days after meeting. Okay. Well, listen, if you're one of those people who got married like a week or something after you met and you're still married, God bless all of that. But I think the only reason we're hearing about you is because that is unusual. And I honestly question your judgment if you make that kind of permanent decision in less than 2 weeks. I'll be completely honest with you. I understand meeting someone and being like, oh, they're the one, but actually doing legal paperwork 13 days after meeting to be married, I don't know. Anyway, but she went viral because she shared a picture of her engagement ring. Hold on. And it was small. Now, again, oh, hold on. There it is. Okay. It was a picture of a ring, probably much like the ring I'm wearing right now, which was my grandmother's ring, that I've been wearing since I was 12. And it was her engagement ring. So it was just like a small ring. It was really not that big of a deal. And let's face it, if you get engaged within 13 days of meeting someone, have you had time to go buy a ring? I'm guessing not. Like, have you had time to save up? I don't know. I don't know how much people spend on engagement rings these days. What, a couple grand or something? Like, if the traditional engagement ring, right? So anyway, she just posted she had a small engagement ring and it went viral. Let's see, posted by Rachel Pedersen on Thursday. Hold on. Content is available. Okay, interesting. Anyway, I saw a picture of the engagement. Anyway. So this is what this person got famous for. They went viral on Instagram because they posted that they had a small engagement ring. And what I think is rich with these people, okay, is that, and listen, it happened to me on TikTok, okay? I posted a couple of videos and I went a little bit viral. I have a couple of videos that have over 700,000 views or whatever, right? I'm not pretending that I'm better at marketing having made those videos. That just happened, okay? So the only reason I have 8,000 whatever people on TikTok is because I had those videos go viral, okay? It was not much more than that. So what I love is these people are like, yeah, I'm a marketing expert. Cool. Can you do it again? Can you take this random brand and make it blow up. Oh, you can't? Is it because it happened that one time for you and you can't recreate the circumstances? Yeah, I kind of thought so. So anyway, and what I also think is, so the other weird thing is that Rachel Pedersen, despite having a blue check mark, does not have a Wikipedia profile. And I always think that that's a little bit suspect because there's no way for me to really check her story other than places that she has personally curated it, right? So I want like some third party thing talking about her, but I don't really have that. I just have her website. So I guess we're going to have to look at that. So let's pull it up, her about page. Okay. So, hey guys, I'm Rachel Pedersen, queen of social media. Yeah, all hail. I'm an expert in all things social media, like literally every platform. I delight in empowering businesses with social media strategies that support massive, needle moving growth. And I teach busy parents like me how to find freedom becoming successful social media managers without sacrificing things that matter most, including family, friends, and their dreams. So, as I pointed out in previous Nicole Reacts videos, there's a couple of things you'll notice about people who talk about marketing, who know a lot about marketing. Number one, they don't feel a need to I don't feel a need to flex my lifestyle to you. My lifestyle is neither here nor there about how good at marketing I am. Because let's face it, sometimes you see someone with a fancy car and you're like, oh, okay, they must be really successful. But I don't know, was that car a gift from a family member? Did they inherit money? Were they in real estate and sold some real estate, liberated some cash and bought that car and are attributing it to their marketing company? There's any number of ways that people can get money. And just because they are running a certain kind of business now does not mean that business got them the money that is flexing their successful marketing lifestyle. So again, I don't know her, so I can't right? I can't know that. But I can't assume necessarily that, this is 100% above board. I just can't. I've seen too many cases where it isn't. And, so she's like, I know all things social media. And so what I wanted to do was look at her Instagram with you and look at her social blade stats. And then after that, we will take a look at her, some of her YouTube content. Because to me, longer form content gives you a better idea of how people present information and whether they know what they're talking about or not. I could sound really smart about a lot of things in 60 seconds, but it would be hard for me to sound really smart about something for, I don't know, 30 minutes, right? Unless I actually really knew the topic. So prepare. Okay, so this is her Instagram. Now, remember that Jasper AI video where she was like, oh yeah, you can go in and make a bunch of, hold on, let me zoom in because you can't really read this. She's like, oh yeah, you can go in with Jasper AI and you can make a bunch of quotes in like 30 seconds. So this is what she did here. And yeah, and if we look here, she's got her blue check mark. She's got, her, and again, she's got stuff that's not necessarily about marketing. Again, you're allowed to have a life outside of marketing, but just because like I know about marketing does not mean you want to take skincare tips from me. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean I know about other things. Me knowing a lot about one thing or having a lot of money does not make me knowledgeable in everything. I know celebrities would probably beg to differ here, but okay. So she's got 180,000 followers, and we see that a lot of her stuff is just repurposed quotes, and then probably some of her TikTok videos, it looks like, are in feed as well, and some memes. And we see like, look, so she's wearing this kind of pink blazer. And then we're seeing, let's see, black or navy striped shirt, black or navy striped shirt, black or navy striped shirt, colorful top, colorful top, colorful top, colorful top, colorful top, colorful top, colorful top. Okay, so she's bulk doing content. Again, I get it. But what we want to do is we want to intersperse it, I guess, a bit. But again, maybe she doesn't care about the grid. And listen, I'm not saying I care deeply about the grid, but I know some of my clients do. And because they pay me, I care about their grid. So the grid, it's fine. let's take a look at, oh yeah, I want to look at her Social Blade stats with you. So now Social Blade, you can make an account and you can look up basically people with certain following sizes. I'm not saying everybody, but like if they have like a relatively large following, you can look them up. So this is her social media data. Her engagement rate is 0.53%. It's not fantastic for the size audience she has. And as you see, so she has 180,000 followers. The average amount of likes she gets is 913, and the average amount of comments is 46. So let's take a look at her growth now. I did some videos on Brendan Burchard and what a grifter he is. I love that they're advertising to me on here because I've looked at his content. Okay, so it doesn't keep data forever. But if we look far back enough, we've got, and I'm so curious, and I meant to go look back to, you know what, like we can look back later, but so you see that this is her follower growth, and the date that it goes back to is August of 2018. So that's weird. It's not, I thought it would go back. I'm recording this in April. I thought it would go back to like April of a certain time period. So it's like some years and a half a year kind of thing. So she gets 26 followers, 70 followers, and then she has this massive drop where she loses 2,000 people and then 2,000 people. So I'm curious what she posted in December, in January of 2019 that really turned people off. Because when you see these big drops or these big rises, it's typically like mass unfollowing or, you know, bots going away, something like that. And when you see a rise very quickly, it's something going viral, someone buying followers, that kind of thing. But most growth, and it makes, you know, is pretty slow and steady. She got, you know, 27 people in June of 2019. She got 7 people in September of 2019. Oh, there's a little hump here. She got 491 followers in October of 2020. So as you see, it's like been pretty steady, you know, and last month she lost 3 followers. She lost 5 followers. In January 2023, she got 13 followers. So I'm saying like this is, I guess, like normal growth. I don't think she's spending a lot on ads or anything, but she's also not like growing her following massively. It looks like it got to a certain point and she's like, it's been just really slow, steady growth since then, kind of maintaining. So what I want to do now is, and I meant to pull this up, but I will probably have to do that in another tab because I got to share the sound, is we're going to go to her YouTube channel and we're going to do like a fun interactive thing with the 4 people who are here. Thank you, 4 people who are here. And we're going to see what we're going to pick something to watch. So, all right, I'm going to share the screen and then I'm going to stop it for a second so I can share the sound. I just have to learn OBS at some point, guys. So I have some various, you probably don't have this stuff on the sidebars of your YouTube, but basically I have a social book thing. I'm a sucker for software deals. So this thing is supposed to like tell you, you know, give you tags or things that you can use to be more visible on YouTube and things like that. And then right below that, the search insights is a tool called Keywords Everywhere. And you buy like, I don't know, 100,000 credits for like $10. And it's one of those things where you're like, this means nothing to me, like 100,000 of what? But it seemed to last me about a year. And what it does when I do a search is it gives me an idea of volume. So for example, let's see if it lets me make, okay, it's going to let me make that a little bigger. Oh, come on. So I can see, oh, I see. When I make it too big, it gets rid of the, fine. So I can see the YouTube trend data, but I can also see how many, how many views her video gets, how much she's searched for. Yeah. So her average video gets 5,000 views, or maybe videos about her, because this is just, yeah, the Rachel Pedersen is the top channel. That's like her official channel. So we're going to go to her and we're going to check out which she's. Oh my God, sorry. It started playing for me, but hopefully it didn't start playing for you because I was not expecting that. So let's take a look at her videos. Oh, it's a lot of, okay. I always think it's really interesting when people just do interview content. I do interview content on this channel because I do want to platform people that I think are doing fun things. But I feel like sometimes when you don't feel like learning anything, you just do interview content. Okay. I'm going to click on popular. Okay. So how to edit videos on TikTok. Okay. So we have a lot of stuff about TikTok. I'm just seeing what other a video about getting verified on Instagram or making sales on Instagram. How to start social media managing as a beginner step by step in 2023. Interesting, because this video was recorded 3 years ago. How is it about 20? We're in 2023 now. She must have just changed the title, I'm guessing, from, you can go edit your title. So I'm guessing that's what happened, because I don't know how you could record something 3 years ago and have it be for 2023. All right, so I'm going to ask the people who want to comment, and we're just going to, do you want to watch some videos do you want to watch videos on TikTok? Do you want to watch some videos on Instagram? Or do you want to watch videos about like running a social media agency? So I'll give you guys a minute to comment. So actually, and I'll put it on the screen too, just so we can have a little group participation here. 1 TikTok, 2 Instagram, and you can just write out the whole word too, or 3 running. I'm going to use the Ty Lopez acronym of the SMMA, Social Media Marketing Agency. The second video I ever watched was by Kevin David, who's basically a Ty Lopez ripoff. He was on the TV show Marrying Millions. If you have seen that show, I like really bad TV. If you also like bad TV, that is a fantastic show to watch. So again, like it looks like she's like created content about Instagram, about TikTok, and about social media marketing in this last little while. So we'll see. TikTok. Okay. All right. I got 1 vote for TikTok. So like I said, we'll vote. I'll just keep this open for another 30 seconds. We don't have a ton of people watching right now, but if you have an opinion about whether you want to watch some videos about how to do TikTok, how to do Instagram, or how to run an SMMA from her, okay, don't have a strong preference. You know what we'll do? We're going to do 1 TikTok video, and then we're going to watch how she runs her social media agency. I think that'll be actually a nice combination. So I'm going to, hold on. I got to pick a TikTok video here. How to get 1,000 followers on TikToks in this fast likes. Okay, I'm going to click on this. Hold on. Then I got to, all right. So we're going to, because you have to get 1,000 followers on TikTok to be able to, to be able to put a link in your bio, I think to be able to do live streams, and maybe one other thing, but those are the 2 I can remember right now. So we're going to watch this video about how to get to our first 1,000 on TikTok. So this should be applicable theoretically to a lot of different people because, that 1,000 milestone is pretty important. So
you want to grow your following on TikTok, right? Maybe you want to reach that first 1,000 followers. Maybe you want to go absolutely viral and reach hundreds of thousands of followers. But it all starts with the first journey to.
You can't make yourself go viral. Okay? Like anyone who promises you that they can make you go viral is lying. There are ways we can help you to be more visible so that you have a greater potential of going viral, but we cannot make you go viral. If I could make people go viral, I would be, as I said in the article, lying on a beach somewhere, fanning myself with $1,000 bills. Okay. Like I do not have this kind of power because if I did, I would have used it on myself. All right, let's go back.
1,000 followers. And newsflash, in case you didn't already know this, you need 1,000 followers in order to go live on TikTok. And so of course, there's a little bit of extra motivation to get that first 1,000 followers. I'm going to show you guys how to do it step by step, and be sure to stay until the end because I'm going to share a really sweet bonus with you guys that will impact your growth trajectory. I'll catch you guys as soon.
Okay, any bets that our special bonus is going to be something she's going to sell us? It's going to be something she's going to sell us, I bet. All right, but let's see.
As soon as we play this intro.
Wow, that was an intro. Say bye-bye to 9 to 5. I don't know about you guys, but like, I'm a full-time social media type person, right? Like I do this all day. And yeah, like it kind of is, it can be a bit of an after hours job too, because like sometimes people have stuff they need to post in the evening or whatever. But this whole like thing that you're not going to work during normal business hours is so funny to me. And yeah, excellent point. Going viral isn't always a good thing. Yes. And exactly, because sometimes people will say like, "Oh, I ended up on the wrong side of TikTok." And what they mean by that is like they went viral and then a bunch of people like who didn't like what they were saying saw it and they started getting a bunch of hate comments, or they're getting their videos reported, or like, you know, all all kinds of things. They're getting reviews written about their business on Google and how terrible they are. Like, yeah, like viral isn't always good. I think people think it's good, but like, yeah, that is a totally valid point. Maret, totally valid. All right, so let's finish the intro. She's queen of social
Hey guys, I'm Rachel Pedersen, TikTok expert. I was a successful early adopter of TikTok. I've been on TikTok now for just about 2 years, and over the last few months, my TikTok following has exploded from just about 6,000 or 7,000 followers 6 months ago to 120,000 followers today, which is pretty remarkable considering I am just a Minnesota mom with 3 kids. I don't feel like my life is anything like crazy or wild, and I'm definitely not one of the cutest people on TikTok. So
You're a blonde, thin, conventionally attractive woman. Come on.
very, very powerful to grow on TikTok. And we've seen so many benefits, including sponsors coming up to us every single day. We've had incredible sales come through our business because of TikTok. But I'm going to show you guys exactly what it takes to get to 1,000 followers on TikTok. First and foremost, you want to know who your target market is.
Again, we've heard this advice in every marketing video. Makes sense, right? Like not everyone's going to like you. Find your audience and make content for them. Like, yeah.
And this is really important because if you just try to create trending dances and videos, unless you are the best, the funniest, the cutest, etc., it's going to be very, very challenging to keep up with the trends in a way that helps you to grow to 1,000 followers or even more. So you want to know, who do I want to reach? Is it busy moms? Is it stay-at-home dads? Are you trying to reach chiropractors or marketing agencies? You have to know who you want to create content for, and that's a huge part of this process because it will really help you to make sure that all of your content relates to your audience in the best way possible. You don't want your target market to be everyone. So get super clear on who it is that you're creating content for. The second step that I recommend is to actually search for hashtags that
I want to put this content on the screen. I meant to keep it on here. And yeah, virality does not always translate into conversion. Courtney, totally true, which is why that I like I said, if I, the videos that went viral, I got like one customer, I think, from it technically, but most of my customers though haven't, I have relatively small accounts and I still have customers. So like, just because you have a bigger audience does not mean you have more customers. So yeah, thanks for saying that, Courtney. I meant to make that point for sure.
Your dream audience may be using. And this is really powerful because your dream audience is already on TikTok creating content. There are nearly
My dream audience is not Gary Vee's audience.
1 billion monthly active users.
And if you watch Gary Vee's content, it's geared toward very young people. It's geared toward like high school and college kids. Not all of it, but a lot of it. And whenever someone targets very inexperienced people only for business stuff, I always think that that's a little bit gross.
On TikTok, and nearly 30% of those users are over the age of 30. So when you take that into account, I can guarantee you your audience is on TikTok waiting for you to show up, which is really, really exciting. Now I'm gonna give you guys a heads up. The first 1,000 followers are the hardest, but not for the reasons you might think. It's actually the most challenging because this is the season before the snowball starts rolling down the hill. You don't have a ton of content working in your favor. You haven't had any virals. You're kind of a little bit discouraged or wondering, I don't even know if this is really for me. But if you can make it through the first 1,000 followers, especially by following what I'm sharing this YouTube video, you continue to see the momentum happen and carry through to 2,000, 5,000, and it continues to grow, which is really, really exciting.
Something to bring up too, which is like the TikTok algorithm is a little bit different than other algorithms that you might be familiar with, which is that sometimes people will see your videos like months or years later. It's kind of like YouTube in that way, which is why I create long form content on YouTube a lot, because people will find it even, months or years after I've made it, in a way that if you post, I'm running this live on Facebook right now. If you're not seeing it on Facebook right now, you're probably not going to. Whereas, if a video is on TikTok, you can run into it a little bit later. But I love how she's like, you don't have a lot of content, you haven't gone viral yet. She hasn't really talked about the hashtag part, even though she said that's what this thing was about. But okay, I'll let her finish.
So just know that I've warned you, this is the hardest season, is the first 1,000, and then it becomes so much easier. The third thing you want to do is, after searching for the hashtags that your dream audience is already using, you're going to kind of start to make some notes about.
Did she say how to research them, or did I did I miss that? How do I know which hashtags are popular on TikTok? This is where showing the TikTok search screen and showing how to search hashtags. How do you save the hashtags you want to use? Do you, what does she do? Does she put them in her notes app and just copy and paste them in? Does she use a sort of scheduling software that allows her to save captions later, where she can preload the hashtags? How does she figure out when a hashtag is working versus when it's not working? I think there could be a little bit more information here besides find hashtags.
The trends that you're seeing on their videos. What is it they're talking about? Are they following a specific type of dance trend? Are they doing a certain type of education, or are they looking for a certain type of education? What are they complaining about? I actually recommend spending about an hour your very first time sitting and researching. Your goal is not to actually make any TikToks during this period. It's just to research and really get a clear sense of what is it that.
Are you researching, or are you watching a bunch of TikTok videos?
Is working with them? What is it that is resonating with them? What is their kind of messaging? Is it snarky? Is it silly? Is it on trend? Is it?
How do we know what's resonating with them? We can see who they're following, but on TikTok, I follow a bunch of people. I follow how many people do I follow on TikTok? I follow thousands of people. Hold on, I'm just seeing. Yeah, I follow almost 4,000 people on TikTok right now. And sometimes it's just because I liked one of their videos one time and I was like, oh, cool, I hope they come across my page again. So I don't think it's I don't think it's that deep, Rachel. I think it's just you see what content is out there right now. It's that currently what I'm seeing a lot of is that Jennifer Aniston going, oh, yay, the CapCut template. I'm still seeing Pedro Pascal eating the sandwich. I'm trying to think of what the other ones are. Those are the two I can think of right now. But there's certain trends that just take off and you can just participate in those versus analyzing your audience. Again, how do you go about doing that? Besides seeing who they follow, how do you know what kinds of videos they like? I mean, you don't. So why not just post a bunch of different kinds of videos on your channel and see what your people like and then do more of that? I feel like that's a better use of your time, but because TikTok's kind of random and trends come and go. So getting on the trend that everyone's resonating with, I would say getting on it sooner rather than later is more important than getting it all just right. But what do I know?
Very educational. Generally speaking, I like to follow the 4 E's when I create content on TikTok, and that is education, engagement, entertainment, and emotion. If you stick within those 4, you're going to have success because there's something very, very.
So each video should have all 4 in them, or each video should have at least one component in it. And I don't know, so the word engagement also is with social media, right? Engagement, typically when we're talking about social media, means people sharing, liking, commenting, otherwise interacting with the content is engagement. So they stop the scroll and they're doing something. That is engagement. So when she says when she makes content, she has engagement. I don't know whether she means she's engaging, she's interesting. But that's, I guess, where entertainment comes in. But anyway, I don't know if she means that each one of these elements should be in each video, but I don't know.
Very powerful about those 4 E's. So I like to rotate in and out with those.
Okay, I rotate in and out with those. Okay, so she varies the videos. She'll kind of pick one and then do a video that's more emotional, and then she'll do a video that's more educational. Okay, all right. Again, general, but okay.
The 4th thing you'll want to keep in mind is the difference between evergreen and trending content. And this is super important because evergreen content can easily be batched. In fact, I have tons of drafts in my phone that are all batch content that are evergreen. And this is content that is good today. It's good a week from now. It's good a year from now. What's so important about evergreen content is it sets you up to have continual content even when life gets busy and crazy with kids or your business or with travel, whatever it is that you have going on. I will say that with 3 kids, sometimes I don't always have the time to create TikToks the way that I would love to prioritize. It just isn't the number one priority in our life right now. However, I can always rely on my evergreen content that is batched in my drafts on my TikTok account.
I don't even have 3 kids, and creating TikTok content is also not my top priority either. So, yeah, it's never going to be your top priority. Okay. Like, even if you're a marketing person. But the other thing that evergreen content helps with is it helps take the pressure off turning things around quickly. So I met with a client this morning and we are talking about, they have a group of restaurants. And so I'm like, okay, well, we're going to start. There's certain dishes you have all the time. And there's certain things like, the ambiance of your place, or like, if you do events, how that works, that kind of thing that we can create content for. But obviously we're going to have some room if you text us a special that you've decided to do that day for us to be able to do content on that as well. So having some evergreen content takes the pressure off if you're maintaining social media for having to edit and turn around things really quickly, because you do have that stuff in reserve. That's the other, I guess, benefit of it.
The second thing within that category is trending content, and these are real time. Now, keep in mind, the trends can sometimes change every single week on TikTok, which is really challenging to keep up with. And you can keep up with these just with a couple minutes a day. It doesn't take long to scroll through your For You page before you start to see the trends that are emerging. You see the same dance or song or challenge going on over and over again on your For You page, and you're like, that's it. That's one of the ones I need to create. So I like to create those in real time, supplemented by my evergreen content. And so that's a really helpful way to go about it. The fifth thing you're going to want to do, and this is probably one of the most important steps, is to be super, super consistent. If you put out 1 video per day, make sure that you're actually putting out 1 video per day and staying at that pace. If you can increase it and go to 3 or 5 videos per day, stay at that pace and don't accidentally.
Who can make 5 videos a day? Who has time for that? Like, it's funny because like the last video that I reacted to before this was a social media trainer, and she was telling her people to make 3 videos a day. And the thing is, like, who has that many different things to say? But also, like, sort of editing something that looks nice, finding a trending sound to put with it, writing a caption. There's so many other steps besides making the video. Like, I don't know anybody who has time to make 5 videos a day unless their full-time job is content creation. Again, if your full-time job is content creation, this is a different conversation. What I'm talking about is, and what she's talking to, I think, to get 1,000 followers on TikTok, is people who have businesses. If you have a business, you have other things to do besides making videos. And yeah, like, even as a full-time marketing person, I do not have time to make 5 videos a day. No way. All right, I'm going to shut up now.
Accidentally like dry up for weeks, because it takes a while to get the ball rolling again, especially before you've hit kind of the critical mass of 1,000 or a couple thousand followers. So you have to be super consistent. I want you to pretend that every single video you put out on TikTok is going to accumulate a few more followers. So it's like every single one is a pebble in a bucket of water. Which one is going to be the one that makes it overflow? You don't know yet. So you have to keep creating that content consistently in order to grow. I do like to space out my videos. I don't like to put them all out at once. If you can put an hour or several hours between your videos, it's helpful, because then one video can get traction before the next one comes out. But you can honestly put out up to 10 videos per day without seeing a penalty from the algorithm. Next up, we're going to talk about number 6. I think we're on number 6, hashtags and your caption. Now, this is super critical, because a lot of people think that just all of the trending hashtags, all the big, massively broad hashtags are going to be the ones they think, oh, this is the biggest audience. Wouldn't I want to be in front of the biggest audience? Yes and no. It's helpful to get in front of big audiences. However, if your videos don't perform first in the small audiences, they're not going to stand a chance in the sea of everyone using those massive hashtags. So I actually like to start out with really niche down hashtags. I'm talking, 5 figures worth of views, maybe 6 figures, and really sticking in those niche down hashtags and maxing out the number of hashtags that you can have on every single video is going to be really helpful to make sure that you are searchable, that people can find your content, and that it relates with the right audience. So it's more powerful to use a longer hashtag, even though it takes up more characters, than it is to use a bunch of the really short viral hashtags. And of course, engaging with your followers. This is really helpful, and I personally found this to be awesome. For the first few hours after I upload a video, I try to reply to every single comment as much as we can, though sometimes I'll be honest, it gets a little overwhelming when a video is going viral and everything goes crazy. But the more that you can engage with your following and ask them questions in response to their comments within the first few hours of your video, the more you're going to see the momentum go on that video. So when someone comments like early, I'm like, that's so awesome. How did you see this? They're going to reply, which helps to increase your points in the algorithm system.
So I have kind of an issue with this, which is like, when you give yourself that kind of pressure, you feel like you have to be on social media all day, right? Like if you posted a video and you're like, well, for the first few hours, you have to respond to every comment. And listen, at the beginning, like, yeah, if you have a few hundred followers, you're probably not going to get that many comments in the videos. But this pressure of having to keep checking in, I think will keep you from doing other things in your life that you have to do, even for your business. So I don't know if, again, I like just log in like once a day and deal with stuff. And if that like tanks my algorithm, so be it. But like it allows me to get other things done without continuously checking in on social media. So I'm going to say I disagree with her here. Maybe it works, but the benefit you get versus what it costs you, I don't think is worth it.
It's just a very, very helpful process. So reply back to the early commenters and really build up that momentum, especially in the first few hours of a video. And of course, if you can always reply to comments, even better. But as you grow, I'm hoping that you get so busy that you're not able to do that. And lastly, this one's crazy, but you're going to have to learn to shake it off. There's going to be a lot of content that you put out there that just doesn't perform.
If she gets me copyright stricken, I'm going to be really mad.
Especially as you're first learning this platform. And even as I have 120,000 followers and have many virals every day.
She has over 2 million now, just FYI. So I don't know when this was recorded. I'll have to check.
I have a lot of videos that don't perform. And it's funny because sometimes I get caught up in my head, like, why didn't that go viral? That video is so good. But the truth of the matter is you just don't know when and where and why and how something's going to go viral and bring you tons of followers. So instead, focus on the consistency and constantly putting out content so that way you don't even miss a beat if something doesn't go viral. Now, I promised you guys I had an awesome bonus for you that will really support you in your growth on TikTok. I actually have a free TikTok group for you guys that will help you on your journey.
A free group. Wow. I wonder if she's going to get something from that.
I put free tutorials in there, some things that will support you guys, some of the updates that I find. You can actually find that in the bio beneath this video. Just request access to join and we will get you all set up. That group has thousands of people who are already hanging out, engaging, excited about TikTok. So I challenge you to head on over there if you're really serious about growing to 1,000 followers. And I have a few other resources as well beneath this video, so you can check them out and decide which one is the right fit for you. I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.
Okay, her end screen looks great. Again, like, and at the beginning I had meant to sort of share my little personal tenets when I react to these people. First of all, I'm not going to talk about their personal life. I mentioned the engagement ring post and her short engagement period because it did have to do with why her content went viral on Instagram and how she grew her audience. Like I said, I'm not commenting on her children. I'm not commenting on her husband. I'm not commenting on, her personal life at all. We're talking about marketing here, folks. And the other thing is I am not going to comment on anything that wasn't actively chosen. So I'm not going to comment about the way people look. But so for example, I'm not going to comment on someone's body shape or size. I might comment on the selection of their shirt or the way their end screen looks, because these things are about looks, but they're about choices. If that makes sense. And I will say what they got right and wrong. I like her end screen. And I do think like some of her advice, again, it's general, but like it's fine. And she's offering a free group. And what I want to do is actually just check what resources are underneath this video. So, and what's a pain with this software that I use is that I either have to share one tab in the sound or I can share the whole screen without the sound. So I'm just going to share the whole screen without the sound, just in case we want to go to another tab here. So, oh no, she has a ClickFunnels. Ugh. All right, I'm going to just zoom in on her description a little bit here. 1 second. Oh no, it's just pushing the sidebar. Okay, that's not helping. Okay. If you want to know what my problem with ClickFunnels is, you can go watch the Russell Brunson video. But Rachel K. Albers did a whole deep dive about Russell Brunson. Let's just say that he studied schmatzy propaganda to learn how to sell things. I'm using the word schmatzy to not say the word that I am actually referring to. I'll let you read between the lines there. But the man has some issues. Anyway, he owns this funny company called ClickFunnels. I don't get why people pay for funnel software. You can just literally make a page with a form on your website. Like I genuinely don't get it. Especially if you're like a web developer type, or if you're the kind of person who's going to make these things all the time, just talk to your friendly web developer and they can add software that allows you to basically make funnels that live on your own page. Okay. Like I just don't get the ClickFunnels thing. Okay. If you want to comment, by the way, on like why you think ClickFunnels is awesome, feel free. Like I don't suppress opinions here. Like even if I don't agree with them, I think that people besides me have valid knowledge and experience. Yeah. And Rachel says even 3 videos seems like a ton. I agree. Like I don't make 3 videos a day. So she's got a course, Grab My TikTok Academy. Freebie, get my free TikTok starter pack, ClickFunnels. Community of business owners, talkwithrachel.com. Haha, talk like TikTok. Let's go there. See, I knew she'd mention some things. I don't want to pull them up. It's funny. It's a Facebook group. Okay. So there's her Facebook group. Private, visible to members. Let's read the group description. For TikTok entrepreneurs, this group is right for you if you're a social media manager, want to get good at TikTok. Okay. If you're an influencer. Okay. If you're looking to hire a social media manager, please contact me or one of the admin. Okay. So basically, like if you're looking for a social media manager, you can hire us. Fair enough. All right. So Talk with Rachel just redirects to a Facebook page. TikTok Academy. Okay, she's really pushing. She's got 2 links to this TikTok Academy. Oh my God, $997. $997. Like, oh, it's a guru price because it's got a 7 in it. Murat says, I don't think I learned anything from that. Yeah, me either. It was like, make content for your target audience, use hashtags, and make a lot of content. Like, yeah. A lot of these people, when you watch their marketing trainings and like distill them, it ends up being like that. It's like, okay, anybody who's even read a marketing article at some point in their lives probably knows that kind of thing. Oh my God, I cannot believe. TikTok lead generation, TikTok from A to Z, TikTok monetization, TikTok for introverts, plug and play templates. Okay, so I'm going to suggest if you have $997, please do not give it to this person. She doesn't need your money. You can do a lot more useful things with it. First of all, not to plug my own crap, but I have a breaking even TikTok. Hold on. I did a oh no, Breaking Even Communications. I forgot that the script song called Breaking Even always comes up when I search myself. So I did my first month on TikTok. There's part 1 and there's part 2. And they're like 40 minutes each. And I go into detail about how TikTok works. I think most of it's still true. It was recorded. When was this recorded? Oh God, it was recorded like 2 years ago. But I think most of it's still true. So if you want like the essentials, I think that's pretty good. Wait, what was the other thing that was in here that I was like, I can show you? Oh, the other thing is about templates. And I'm just going to make myself big for a second. So the thing is, like, you don't need to get templates from her. So the editor she mentioned, which is called CapCut, and I'll put it on the name of it on the screen so the editor that is built into TikTok and also is a freestanding app is called CapCut. So if you're in TikTok editing videos, I think you're using CapCut essentially, but you can also just download CapCut and use it on your phone. And if you have a Mac, you can basically you have it on your phone and you can emulate it on your computer. So I actually edit videos on my computer using CapCut. It doesn't share projects. So like if you start an edit on your computer, you like can't do it on your phone, like because it's like I said, it's like emulating it or whatever. Um, but anyway, so this editing software is great. And one of the things that they've started recently is they offer something called templates. So you can go into CapCut and you can click on the templates and you can see there's these different templates you can participate in. And so there's one that I really like that I made the other day, and we made for at least one of our clients. Where I don't know, I'm getting clients used to this idea of like, hey, if there's a trend, I need to be able to just make this really fast without going through a huge approval process. But anyway, so this is an example of a trending template. So you see what so yeah, it was just like a tweet, and it was like someone saying, "I wish there was this 30-second trailer that would allow you to get to know somebody." And what it does is all those transitions and stuff, it had these little spaces, and it was like, okay, this is for a video that's zero point 0.9 seconds. This is a video that's 1.2 seconds. And you just drop the videos in, you pick the section of the video, because obviously if you upload a video, like you probably don't have 0.9-second videos laying around in your phone. If you have a longer video, you just have to section off 0.9 seconds of it. So I think we needed like 17 or 18 clips. And at the time I was too lazy to go into my Google Drive. I try to keep my phone kind of cleared off. So that was just stuff that was just left over on my phone that I just made that into. I'm sure I could have like found more interesting content, but yeah, so that was like basically 17 clips, and you just put them into the template and it added the music. It put the little tweet on top of the first one going outward, and it made it for you. So you don't need to pay for templates. Now, if you want to, that's fine. Like there are people who've made really cool things, and I'm sure at some point the template marketplace is going to kind of blow up. But right now there's a lot of the really viral ones are free and you can sort of participate in them. Um your girl. Hey. Hey, not that Kate. Some people had to get off the stream and I have to leave by 2 o'clock, so I better get my button gear here. So anyway, point being is like, if this person is trying to sell us templates, they're trying to sell us how TikTok works and inspiration and management. Like oh my God, plus so much more. $997. Oh my God. Okay. I'm gonna just okay. So that's why she's selling it hard. That's why she's got 2 links to it in her video. Let me go back to her thing. Here we go. It's like remembering. It's like, oh, you keep trying to type this person's name. Let's go back in. She's always the auto playing video is like jump scare every time. All right, so let's go back into her videos. And I want to watch that video about running a social media agency in 2023. So I think that's a little bit lower on this. 1 second. Okay, getting started as a beginner in social media. So I'm not here to like tell you that, what I do is rocket science, or that like other people besides me can't be good at it, because that is not true. I am here to say that if I've been doing something for 17 years, I would hope that like I know what I'm doing, right? And so whenever people make these videos about how easy my job is, it like makes me want to like, I don't know, punch something. But I don't know, maybe my job is really easy and maybe I should hold on. I should just watch this video and learn how to do my job in 15 minutes. Oh my God, hold on. I'll bring it to the beginning of the video in a second. All right. Yeah, so what's a pain is like if I'm sharing the whole screen, I have to like stop the share and restart the share to share the sound. Again, I will learn OBS at some point. But she's literally asking her kid who wants to make a lot of money. I will go back for that second thing and play it. All right, so 15 minutes, everybody. Here is how I do my job, theoretically, from somebody who does my job.
Who wants to make lots of money? Me. Who wants lots of clients? Me. Who wants to run a social media marketing agency? Me. Who wants to spend time with mommy?
Some curated imperfection. I miss that Rachel Hollis aesthetic.
I'm going to show you how to start social media marketing as a beginner, step by step in 2019.
But I'm going to rename the video in 2023 so that I get more views in 2023.
So you're going to want to watch this entire video. Comment below and let me know where you're starting from, how many clients you have, and let's cue that intro and get started in the step-by-step training. So in this video, I am going to be showing you how to start social media marketing as a beginner in 2019, step by step, how to begin social media marketing with no experience, how to start social media marketing with no money. That's right, no money. The first point that I want to make, and this is so important, is if you want to make $30,000, $45,000 a year, you actually only need 3 clients in order to achieve that.
So Kevin David talked about this too. I'm going to tell you why I think this is crap before she says it, so that as you're listening to it, you could say, oh, like, I also think this is crap, or Nicole is totally wrong. So Kevin David's whole thing was like, if you get 4 clients and each one of them pay you $1,000 a month, that's $4,000 times 12 months is $48,000 a year, which is like the average American salary, which is what she's alluding to here with the like $35,000 to $45,000 thing, right? Here's the thing. Unless you know what you're doing, most people are not going to say, here's $1,000 a month to do my social media marketing. Again, if you want to hear me go like way more off about this, go watch the Kevin David video. I'll link it in the show notes when I post this, if I remember to, but it's in the playlist. Yeah, so she's basically like, you only need 3 clients, but they're all going to pay you a lot of money. Cool. I don't know what universe you live in, but like my local pizza place probably doesn't have $1,000 a month to spend on marketing. I'm guessing. I live in a small town. There's a certain amount of clientele. They want to do social media marketing, but a lot of them cannot afford that kind of price point. So let's see how she addresses it.
Which is so crazy. Most people think that they need this massive clientele and a huge office and all of these crazy things. You actually only need 3 clients in order to make between $30,000 and $45,000 per year. Let that sink in. One of the most common questions I get is, do I need experience to begin social media marketing?
Yes, to run a business, you should have experience doing that business before you charge other people money. Like, this is an integrity thing. I feel like I'm on crazy pills sometimes. I listen to these people because it's like, would you run any other kind of business with 0 experience? No, right? Like, you know, if you were even starting something like, you were like, I want to mow lawns. Cool. Have you mowed a few lawns before? All right. Now you know like how you're going to deal with certain lawn issues that pop up. You know how long it takes you to do certain kinds of lawns. And so you know how much to charge. And you know that you can consistently do a good job. So you know you're not ripping people off. If she says you need no experience, I promise I won't actually punch the screen, but like you'll see like my little rage here.
And the second most common question I get is, do I need money to begin social media marketing?
No, like you're creating content. It's a service thing. So like you probably need a computer. I mean, a lot of people say they do stuff on their phone. Like the idea of working all day from my phone makes me want to like gouge my own eyes out. But yeah, like if you have a computer, it's a service business. If you're doing graphic design, also you don't need to spend, if you're using your time to do something, ideally you don't generally need money to start unless you're buying the equipment you're using to do the work.
And then the third question people ask is, how do I find clients that are willing to pay me for the services that I provide? How do I find my first client as a social media manager?
You do some work in social media. Maybe you volunteer doing some social media work for like a local nonprofit. Maybe you do some of your own social media work for like your own agency, or like you set up a pet project that you do it for. You know, you offer to give people maybe like a free week or a month to try out your services. Like there's plenty of like things like that. Curious to see which one you
And
mentioned.
I'm going to answer all three of those questions in this video. By the time you leave this video, you will know how to start social media marketing with no experience, how to start social media marketing with no money, and how you can find your first or your next client as a social media manager.
If you are running a business that you have no experience in, like I said, I don't know how you sleep at night. I don't know how you sleep at night charging people market rate for work that you do not know how to do well.
The words social media manager and social media marketing agency are kind of synonymous with each other. So sometimes I might say social media marketing, sometimes I might say social media manager. Don't get confused if I use the two, because to an extent they're interchangeably able to be used. So here's what a social media manager does. One of the very first things that you're going to do is you are going to find businesses who need support with their social media. How do you know? Well, one of the easy ways is to just look for businesses whose social media presences aren't up to par. That could include their Facebook page, their Twitter, their Instagram profile. It could include LinkedIn. It could be their YouTube channel. It could even be their Google reviews. And how do you know if a company needs a little bit of help? Well, you've seen Facebook pages that are doing a great job. You've seen Twitter accounts like Wendy's and Burger King and all these different social media accounts that are thriving.
That's right. You should compare your small business to a corporation that has an entire social media team that can do that all day. That's such a fair comparison.
Interacting, they're putting content out.
Yeah, they have hundreds of people working for them. Of course they're putting that kind of content out. God, these people.
A social media manager essentially puts out great content and gives life to a business. One of the most common issues that actually small businesses have is that they don't quite have a massive budget to bring in an entire marketing person, but they know that they need to be on social media because they see their competitors on social media. They wish that they had the time to post. They don't know what to post. And to be totally honest, they're focusing on their zone of genius, which might be hairstyling or being an awesome doctor. It makes a lot of sense, but those people who run their own business don't always specialize in marketing. And they've probably heard from colleagues, friends, mentors that they need support in social media. The market is wide open for social media managers right now.
Yep, this is still true. Lots of people need help with social media, and there's way more people out there than I can personally help. So I'm glad that there is other businesses in the field who are serving those clients.
In fact, a quick Google search finds 49,757 social media marketing jobs available on Indeed, 33,687 jobs on Glassdoor, 61,664 social media marketing specialist jobs, 38,000.
Okay, we get it.
And up social media marketing jobs on LinkedIn. It's crazy because that wasn't even a deep dive.
Yeah, but just because a company lists that they want a social media manager does not mean that they are going to hire one either. Sometimes I think people put out postings because I've applied for some contract positions like that. It's like they just wanted to see my pricing sheet or something. Like I'll whatever, go back and forth. I'll do a proposal and never hear back. And then I see that the job isn't posted anymore, but I see that they also haven't hired anybody because they're not listed on the website. So I don't know. I think some of this like job listing is a little bit artificially high. I'm not saying there's a need. I'm just saying that I think these numbers might be artificially high.
But there are hundreds of thousands of businesses that are looking for help in social media. And while they might think, oh my gosh, I need to hire a marketing professional, in reality, they just need someone like you who understands a little bit more than them. When I got started as a social media manager, I was not someone with a formal marketing degree. I didn't have any real experience as a marketer.
Why? Okay. I also didn't have a degree in social media marketing because it didn't exist when I was in college. But at the same time, I was never paid to do something that I didn't already know how to do or have experience with.
And I was actually working as a hairstylist. So like highlights were my specialty. I came in one day and she said that her and her husband owned this little chicken company. And she looks at me and says, "Can you show me your tweeter?" And immediately I burst out laughing, but I also know, okay, I may not be an expert in social media, but in this moment, I can be an expert to her and help her to understand how they can set up Twitter, how they can get their Facebook page going, how to find content. And though I didn't realize it at the time, they became my very first clients and they were my client for years.
So because she could pronounce Twitter and the client couldn't, she knew that she could be hired to help them.
The key to getting started is recognizing that you do not have to be an expert. You just have to be an expert to someone else. Businesses need a social media presence. When people search for a business on social media, they're looking for signs of life. Hello, anyone here?
Yeah, and a lot of our clients, they're like, listen, like people, we have, enough visits to our website, we're getting leads and stuff, but people go to our social media to check us out and to make sure like that we're still in business and like see what some of our customers are, or like what kinds of products we have, and yeah, showing that they're alive. I'm not saying that you have to be like the most expert social media person ever. I'm just saying that to me, you should be, I don't know, maybe have a year experience, like running a Facebook page or a Facebook group, maybe like running a marketing campaign for, like I said, like a nonprofit or somebody who like wants the help, but they don't have the money to like spend in terms of a marketing budget. Getting real world experience, I think, before you start charging for your services is I think kind of important. But
social media is one of the first places that people look to find if a company is alive, if they care about their customers.
Yeah.
You've probably done this before. When you wanted to purchase something, you went and looked at their reviews, if they had content that they had put up recently. It's one of the ways that we know, okay, there's social proof, there are signs of life here. This company cares and they reply to comments. They're putting content out there. They're making an effort. If small businesses don't have an active social media presence, they're in danger of being left behind, and you can support them. And there's a massive need in the market right now.
There is a massive need. Yep.
Now, possibly one of my favorite things about being a social media manager, getting started as a social media manager from scratch in 2019.
You're telling me this person has an 8-figure business and I have literally more than a decade more experience than she has? God, I gotta just turn to grifting, guys. Like, I gotta start selling $997 TikTok courses instead of just making these videos.
Is that you do not have to have any money to get started. That's right. You do not need an office, a business card, a website. You don't need a team. There's essentially no overhead, which makes it an incredibly profitable business. And that's why I was so excited about building my business as a social media manager.
Okay. And she keeps talking about the fancy office thing. I don't think anyone expects a fancy office. I think they are expecting a website though. Like if you're a real company, you have a website. And so when I meet people who are in tech who don't have their own websites, I'm like, okay, so you couldn't afford like a $14 domain and like a $200 web hosting package, or like a $10 a month Squarespace account, or like, you know what I mean? Like to me, it's like you don't $100 care about having a presence. Like, that seems weird to me. I think you do need to have even a basic website with some information on it to show you're a real business, because people will look at your social, but they're going to look and see your website too to make sure that you're actually legit. Just my opinion.
Now, of course, I have a fancy office today.
This gold curtain indicates that I have a fancy office today. This peel and stick wallpaper I have behind me indicates that I have a fancy live streaming setup, but I didn't always have that.
That's because we've gone on to do over $3 million over the last 3.5 years since I got started.
These people who flex, I get it. You make a lot of money, and so we should listen to you. Got it.
So don't let that mislead you.
I only bring up the money so that like it doesn't mislead you. I am not at all bringing up the money so that I can brag about how successful I am and directly imply that I know more than you do. Indirectly.
You can get started even if your only spare spot is a closet in the hallway where you can lock yourself in and hopefully get a moment of peace from your kids while you send out an email or two. So we're going to dive on into the question that people always ask: how do I get new clients? How do I get?
She said by the end of this video, we were going to like be able to make $45,000 a year with three clients. We haven't gotten to that yet. We haven't gotten into pricing yet. So maybe part of getting the first client is telling them how much this is going to cost them.
My first client as a social media manager. Before we dive into that, I actually want to do a little bit of a step that is going to help you to start getting excited about this. I want you to comment below with 3 things. Number 1, I want you to comment how many clients you would like to secure. If it's 3, so that you can kind of end up in that $30,000 to $45,000.
How much are we charging? How do we know how many clients we want if we don't know how long it takes to support them, like how much average time it takes to do the work, or how much money we can generate from them? How can we answer that question?
Your range, comment, I'd like to get 3 clients. If it's just 1 client to help you pay the mortgage, get groceries, cover some expenses around the house, you can comment that you'd like to get 1 client. And if you're like, you know what, this is really exciting to me and I see all the possibility, feel free to comment. I'm open to the possibility of how many clients I can take on. Number 2, I want you to comment with how much money you need to get started, because this is going to help.
You said that we don't need any money to get started. So why would I be commenting how much I need to get started? Oh my God.
Anchor it in your brain. How much money do you need to get started as a social media manager?
You told me I didn't need any money.
Number 3, how much experience do you need to have as a social media manager?
According to you, 0 experience. According to me, at least a year. Again, doing side projects and stuff. I'm not saying you have to go get a full-time social media manager job, but I'm saying that, like, you know, and I don't know if Jessica or anybody I work with is watching this, but Jessica's been working with me for, I think, 1.5 years, you know, like maybe now she would feel comfortable, like if she wanted to go off on her own, although we have a non-compete, but you know, like, God, these people who like, she says you need no experience. Imagine any other job where I would tell you that you would need no experience to do it. Imagine. God.
This is going to test your learning skills, because I want to see if you listen to my story about being a hairstylist.
I want to pay attention. The other thing about these trainers is they will, and she's doing it relatively respectfully, so I'll give her that. Christy Snyder, who I reacted to last week, does this much less respectfully. They will be like, I want to see if you're paying attention. Like, leave me a comment because I want you to hold you accountable to your learning. And it's like I'm watching a YouTube video. I don't owe you anything. Like, if you're watching this, like, you don't owe me anything. You don't owe me engagement. You don't owe me information about yourself. Like, I'm not going to tell you how to consume this content because, like, you're an adult and you can decide how you consume content. I just find it so condescending when we're talking. It's like talking down to people to like be like, pay attention to this or write this down. Like, I'll write it down if I want to. I could say, you know what, if I'm going to summarize this video, it would be these 3 important points. Again, you can choose to write it down or not because you're in charge of your own life.
Hints. One of the keys to becoming a successful social media manager is your ability to listen and take action. Got it? All right, I'm going to give you 3 ways to find your first client. And these are 3 ways that I have used even recently to secure clients. Number 1, look to your network. I am willing to bet that you have
ask people you know. Wow. Mind-blowing tip,
friends, family, people that you already know who are looking for some support for their businesses, whether it's a small business or a business that is thriving, and they need some help from someone who understands just a little bit more than them about social media. One of the simplest ways to get started with building out in your existing network is just simply to post on your social media, hey guys, I'm starting a social media marketing business. I'm curious, does anyone need help with social media? You'll be surprised sometimes by how many people will reach out and say, like, actually, yes, this is exactly what I've been looking for. Number 2, I'm going to show you one of my favorite ways to find clients, especially as you grow your skill set. Side note, you do not have to understand Facebook advertising yet.
She's going to talk about lead generation ads. I have a whole video about lead generation ads on my YouTube channel. You don't even have to pay me $997 for it.
That is more advanced skill set as you start to ascend your skill set. So don't stress about it. However, this tool has allowed me to see who does not currently have a marketing team in place. It is called the Facebook Pixel for.
Yeah, and both, yeah, like what's his name? Kevin David did this in his video too. There's a, yeah, she's going to talk about it, but there's a Google extension that allows you to see if there's a Facebook remarketing pixel on a website. Typically, if there's a remarketing pixel, it means a marketing company has installed it, because most regular people don't know a ton about pixels. So if you see, I guess, a business website and it already has a remarketing pixel, they probably, at least one point anyway, had a marketing agency doing work for them.
There's a Google Chrome extension, and you add it to your desktop. Basically what you're going to
Why don't you show us your screen?
do is anytime you look at a website, it's going to show you, just like this, whether or not
put it on your screen, or like edit it in afterward when you're editing the video. Add the screen share.
that company has a pixel on their website. If they don't have a pixel, it's a good indication that they need some support, because they're not working with someone in marketing. It means that they're not capturing the traffic that's already going to their website for potential ads down the road. That's a sign that that is a company you would immediately want to reach out to, because they are in desperate need.
Also, some people have douchey marketing companies that installed the pixel under the marketing company's name. I've seen that happen several times now. Again, this is an older video, so I think now more and more people are knowing about pixels. So I just want to show you how one of these works. So I'm going to just briefly pause this. Stop screen. Stop screen. Okay, I'm just going to show you briefly how this works in case you're like wondering what she's talking about. Because again, she could have just done this in the video, but let me do her work for her. So as you see here, this is the Meta Pixel Helper. There's no remarketing pixels on our website. I personally, I'm not about that life, as the kids say. But if I go to a different website, so let me just look up, I don't know. So if I go, okay, who would have, I'm trying to think of fancy people. Who's, oh, you know what? US News and World Report probably has. So if we go to US News and World Report, they don't have marketing pixel either. Interesting. Okay. I'm looking for, I don't know. I'm just going, it's funny because Kevin David always uses the dentist example. Okay, this dentist doesn't have a remarketing pixel either. But I don't know. Okay, we'll just go on YouTube. Okay, there's our YouTube thing. Oh, wait, no, hold on. Let's go on her website. There's Pixel Helper. So the Pixel Helper says that, oh, come on. It says there's a little number 1 here. Oh, you know what? I have an ad, you know what? I'm wrong. I have an ad blocker. I'm a bad person. I have an ad blocker. But there's a little number 1. I don't know, you can't see it, but hold on. Let me pause. There we go. Okay, fine. I think my ad blocker is interfering with this. But point being, you install it on the site, and if you're a marketing person, you go to someone's website, they don't have a remarketing pixel. They probably have not worked with an agency before, or haven't worked with an agency in a while, because most agencies, and I bring up the marketing pixel, I don't use one myself, but it's a good tool for clients if they do want to use it. I have reasons why I don't use it, but that doesn't, just because a tool isn't for me as a business does not mean it's not a tool for other kinds of businesses. You know, like I don't know, you know, I'm not every kind of business, you know what I mean? So anyway, so we'll go back to the video, but that's what she's talking about. And again, if she would have just, you know, like I said, maybe in the moment she couldn't have shared her screen, but maybe she could have after the fact, you know what I mean? But all right, let's get back to it.
Okay, guys, so this is exactly how I would use.
Oh, look, we use the same keyword tool. Keywords everywhere.
The Facebook Pixel Helper. Essentially, you are going to.
Okay, she is going to show it. I'm a jerk. I didn't wait long enough. Apologies, Rachel. I did not mean to not give you enough time.
To go to Facebook Pixel Helper, Google Chrome, and you're going to add this right here, and it's going to show up like this. So as you can see, this is what a website looks like with no pixels on it. Whereas if you look at small businesses or businesses that you know, I'm going to do Minnesota because that's where I'm from. If you're from Minnesota, comment below. I have a special sweet spot in my heart for all my Minnesota peeps. So let's grab these. So for example, this company here has no pixel on it. This company here has pixels on it.
Now, as you see, there's like 2 pixels on this one. You know what? I'm going to wait and see if she says it. And if she doesn't, I'll tell you after.
Doesn't mean that they're necessarily not in need of advertising and social media help. It just means that they don't have a pixel in place. So they probably don't have a team helping them. No pixels found. This would be another great lead.
And number 3.
So with remarketing pixels, the default thing it tracks is page views, which you saw there. But it looked like that had it had the number 2. So there was 2 events being tracked. So you can track not just page views, but you can track like people looking at certain kinds of content. You can track people putting things into their online shopping cart versus checking out. So you can set up different events. You can set up form submissions as an event. So if someone fills out the contact form, that triggers an event. So what you can do with Facebook or Meta, I guess ads, Facebook or Instagram, is if you want to take out an ad to a specific audience, like let's say you want to take out an ad to people who put stuff in the cart but didn't check out. Because you're tracking both of those events, you can use the audience of people who put stuff in the cart and subtract the audience of people who didn't, who already checked out, because they already checked out. You don't need to tell them to come back because they went through it already. So you could use these audiences either to in a widening or in a narrowing way once you start tracking the data. And Facebook will keep this data for about I think 180 days is the default. That's the max. So about half a year, 6 months. So it won't keep the data indefinitely, and it will obviously won't tell you who these people are because it wants you to buy ads, but that's what a remarketing pixel does. But if you do have one on your website, you do have to disclose that you're collecting the data. So you have to have a privacy policy and you have to have a cookies notice on your website. Again, I have a remarketing pixel video that goes over the how to add a privacy policy, how to add a cookies notice on the YouTube channel. So I've got like 400 videos there. So if I don't have a video on it yet, I'm probably going to make one. So
I love using LinkedIn. I think it's one of the most powerful ways to quickly build your clientele. In fact, just the other day, Ira, who is a new member to Social Media United, said that within 10 days of using LinkedIn the way that I recommend, he was able to secure $10,000 worth of contracts that are currently pending. It's so exciting. LinkedIn is so powerful. And that was how I got my next big push in social media management. Within just a couple.
So pending work is fine. I guess I'm just bringing up that right now, according to I was just looking to see how much she charged for this like Social Media United class or group that she was talking about. But I currently have $130,000 of projects out to bid right now. That's all pending. Just saying, and again, I'm not selling you a $997 course to do it either.
Of months of using LinkedIn, I had secured $27,500 worth of contracts and started to realize, oh my gosh, this is a real business that is going to be able to take off. And
I've closed more than that in a month before. Listen, I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just saying that she's throwing out these numbers and I'm just like a normal person who does this all day. And I'm not saying that like, if you haven't reached this goal yet, I'm not saying that doesn't take whatever time to get there and some privilege, honestly, but like, it's not unattainable. Okay. Like you can do it without the guru course.
I saw the potential. I was so excited. And I continued to use LinkedIn to build to over $100,000 a year. And then we built to $1 million a year run rate. So that's kind of fun.
Just $1 million a year. It's kind of fun. Yeah, again, I don't necessarily need to flex my financials here. I'm just saying that like, God, these people. Do you make $1 million a year of clients? How much of this is off of selling courses, Rachel Pedersen? How much of this money comes from you monetizing your content, selling courses, selling group memberships and masterminds versus doing paid work for clients? You don't have to tell me the money, even just the percentage breakdown would be immensely helpful here.
If you're like, okay, I'm a little bit excited about this, Rachel, but I'm kind of nervous too. Like, how do I know that this will work for me or that I can learn social media? I've got some good news for you. I actually have a podcast called Social Media Secrets where I dive into different facets of social media. Listening to podcasts is one of the ways that I built out my skill set as a social media manager, and you can too. It's totally free. We will link to it in the bio below. called Social Media Secrets with Rachel Pedersen. And several times a week, I upload new episodes that will help you to develop your skill set. So you can listen to them real fast in the car. You can listen to them when you're cleaning the house. It's an easy way to absorb a ton of information that will help you to grow at a very rapid pace. And I just wanted to share a couple of awesome testimonials. So let's check these out right here because I think these are pretty powerful. I want you to check out this awesome story from Carrie.
Okay. I thought there was supposed to be something there and it wasn't, but it just was delayed.
Carrie says, my first client paid their first invoice. I officially have a paying client. This is so much fun. What's so cool is I know Carrie's story even after that, and she has since gone on to build a very successful business that she runs from home, and she's hoping to retire her husband soon. Got to point out,
retiring your husband is such an MLM term. Like, if you just want to say like, I want to be able to make enough money so that like, I could be the sole breadwinner or something, but retiring the husband is like such a weird way to put it for me. But
another awesome story, and that is Siobhan, who is an incredible, strong single mom. She says, closed 2 new deals. We are on track for our goal of 25K this month. And we also want to peek at Gabby's story. And she says, sign my first official client.
I feel like this is a commercial for her program. Again, she has not talked about how much to charge, right? How much do you charge these people? How are you making $45,000 a year off of 3 clients unless you're charging them over $1,000 a month? Like the math ain't mathin' for me otherwise.
Not internships or hourly, and got 2 discovery calls set with prospects for later this week. Gabby has continued. Also, I know her story. She's built an incredibly successful business and she's amazing. So it's so great to see these stories and know kind of what happens.
And just to let you know, I know she gave like 3 testimonials there. She has 77,000 people in her Facebook group. So I'm not saying that you can't be successful at something, but you'll notice even like Marie Forleo, I talked about B School, how you could download her case studies. She had 300 case studies and she's had over 20,000 people go through. I don't know, odds of being successful, 300 divided by 22,000. I don't know what that is, but it's a pretty small number. So I guess just keep that in mind. They're sharing like the highlights. They're not sharing necessarily the average person's experience.
In the follow-up as well. You might be wondering, how much do clients charge?
Yes, we've been wondering that the entire video.
How much money can I make doing this? And while your actual results may be better, worse, the same as mine or the other people whose stories I share, it is definitely something that I believe is worth taking.
Okay, so you're not going to tell us?
Taking a leap into.
You threw out the number at the beginning of between 30 and 45,000. So if you're going to throw out that number, you need to back it up. How much are you charging these people?
Especially when you have that little twinge of, how am I going to handle a maternity leave? Can we afford to have another baby? How am I going to pay for groceries this month?
How am I going to have the sales conversation where I tell them how much I'm charging?
And I've heard countless stories from people who have learned to become successful social media managers. Now, if you're excited by this possibility,
she's got a program.
There is also a link in the bio below where I actually have an entire program called Social Media United. It is just $1 for 7 days to get started. And what's awesome is you can dive on in, grab my templates, get a super fast jump start into learning how to be a social media manager, how to find clients. The 10 days to 1K challenge is actually inside of Social Media United, how we use LinkedIn to secure tons of new clients.
Okay, the rest of this is going to be a giant commercial. So we don't need to watch the giant commercial. What I am going to look at is the Social Media United page. Where is it? Oh, it's in ClickFunnels, right? Okay, hold on. Coaching. Oh, you can buy her coaching too. I'm guessing that is high ticket coaching. We know what high ticket coaching means, don't we? Oh, okay. Oh my God. Got to share the sales page with you guys. Hold on. It's okay. 1 second. $80 different ways to find clients and customers. Again, I don't know how much this thing costs, but I have to give her my email to find out. Someone from Mumbai okay. By the way, this whole like proof thing, you see how it pops up and it says someone has bought something? You can write fake ones. I got this for my e-commerce site and it was like, oh, do you want to use real orders or do you want to write some fake ones? And I was like, you can write fake ones. So I'm just warning you that like this can be faked. You can write fake orders here. So I'm not saying she is. I'm saying that there's no way for us to know whether they're real orders or not. So if you see this kind of thing, don't necessarily be fooled by it. And I don't know how much. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna try social. Yeah, United Racial Pedersen. Yeah, I did. I tried to search that a second ago. Okay, there we go. Oh God. Okay, just tell me how much it costs. I'm Rachel Pedersen. Oh, she had SMU crew behind her in like a little sign. I was trying to figure out what that was about. Okay, there's her little screenshots of how. Okay, I can try it for free, but how much does it cost? Hold on. Social Media United pricing. Sometimes they like. Okay. Okay. So it's $1 per day for the first 7 days, and then it becomes $69 per month. And she's going to be your number one cheerleader. Listen. Yeah. Social Media United review. Okay, this is just this person's review. The final verdict. It's obvious Rachel knows her stuff, but this course is very similar to the Profit League, which is also sold as a dream course and ends up costing a small fortune to actually get into the club. If Rachel is making 7 figures per month with her clients, I'm not sure why she needs to charge $69 a month for a membership portal. Thank you. Yes. 100% this person. In the course, there's endless success stories, so it probably does work. But after reading most of them, they all seem to have been structured the same way, using tick boxes and icons, almost as if a paid review or incentive to post the review was made. There is no mention of Social Media United discount coupon code. There is also no refunds policy to ensure you're fully aware of the renewable subscription after the 7 days so you don't get an unexpected charge. This course is definitely not a scam and is trustworthy. Okay. So despite the fact you're going to be like billed unexpectedly and they don't disclose the price to you before you get enrolled in this $1 a day thing for 7 days, yeah, I don't know. That sounds pretty sketchy to me. And listen, like I said, am I confident that I know as much as Rachel Pedersen does about social media? I am. And am I going to be able to convince you of that watching this? Not necessarily. And that's okay. And Rachel Pedersen obviously is never going to watch this video, and that's totally fine. I'm not making it for her. I'm making it for people who are searching for her so that they find content about her that is not produced by her. So, do I think you can learn social media marketing in a more affordable way? I do. There is some free online certifications. I will say, like, I did the HubSpot one back, and I did this in 2008, so like it's been a while, but there is a general social media marketing course. Obviously, it prioritizes HubSpot software. They're the ones who put it out. And it goes through all the aspects of internet marketing and gives you a good broad overview. And then if there was something you wanted to get good at, you're like, oh, I want to get good at Facebook ads, or I want to get good at like, writing content for LinkedIn or something. I think you could probably take a specific course about that, it could be a MOOC. It could be, a course run by, I don't know, somebody who does this sort of thing, but I don't think you need to pay $997 to learn these kind of things, especially since these sites are always changing and there is a lot of great free content out there. Again, if you want to pay for a course like that, I'm fine with that. I'm just saying, just going in with your eyes wide open and not being fooled by these guru tactics is all that I want for you. And if you do have $997 and you're want to get good at marketing, what I say is approach your local marketing agency. We can talk if you want, but if you just want to go to your local marketing agency and say, hey, I have $1,000 that I want to spend. What could you help me with that kind of budget? And they will create a proposal for you. They're going to ask you some questions and stuff, of course, but they'll give you some customized recommendations based on the kind of business you're in, based on the kind of goals you have, and that sort of thing. And I think you're going to get a lot more bang for your buck than taking a generalized marketing course that is aimed at everybody. That's just my opinion. So Anyway, thanks for watching this live stream. I got to go get ready for my 2:30 call. I thought it was at 2 and then I checked and it was at 2:30. So I was like, okay, cool. I have time to finish up. But if you have a guru that you want me to react to, you can leave a comment on this video wherever you're watching it. Or if you're more shy, you can use the contact form of our website. That goes to me. I'm happy to look at specific gurus, specific videos, even marketing concepts you want me to cover. I'm totally open to that. If you want to lightly keep in touch, we have an email newsletter. You can see samples of the email newsletter. If you go to the newsletter page, there's like samples of past issues, so you can kind of see what you're getting into. It's not all like, I'm awesome and this is a whole newsletter about me. I try to include like article, I try to write something that's unique to the newsletter. I try to have some links in there, stuff that I'm reading, stuff that like seems really interesting to me. That's a good way to keep in touch. And obviously, if you like this sort of video, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel. I do this every Friday, usually not so long, because like I said, I record the video in this style and then I edit it down to about an hour or less. This video would be less than an hour probably. But you can see the whole list of Nicole Reacts videos on my YouTube channel. Or if you go to my business website, there's a blog and there's a Nicole Reacts section. I want to be clear, there's more than me in the business, but the Nicole Reacts, it has my name in it because it's me reacting. I'm not speaking for everybody on my team. I'm just kind of speaking for myself. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. And yeah, these online gurus, they're just going to keep coming. Every time I think I've reacted to all of them, I find another one. But the good news is you've got a friend, and that's me in the marketing industry, who is not afraid to call them on their stuff, because I didn't start in 2019, my marketing business, not knowing anything. And I think people who think that way probably are not something you can learn a lot from. They're somebody who probably wants to make money off of you. And again, I want to pay for my lavish lifestyle, but I'm not here to grift you out of a bunch of money unless I can get you something in return. So thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Take care.